Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about a highly anticipated character at Lost Sword, Dian, the Galahad replacement that we've all been waiting for. She's a Radiance element wizard who fights from the mid row, and she brings a powerful healing and a massive buff that can completely reshape melee team comps. So let's break down what she does and why Galahad can finally take a break. Dian's ultimate is a healing powerhouse. At level 4 it heals all allies for 20% of her attack stat per second, lasting for 3 seconds. But that's not all, she also buffs all melee and knight units, boosting their melee attack by 120% and giving them a 22% additional damage. And all this with a 28 seconds cooldown, 2 seconds shorter than Galahad's ult buff for range and magic units. That's a big deal, especially for melee carries since they've been falling behind magic teams. Now, if you're worried that Dian's healing is a bit lower than some full team healers, don't be. Her active skill completely covers that gap. At level 4, she gives all teammates except herself a shield equal to 180% of her attack for 5 seconds, and also add an 8% damage reduction for 10 seconds, with just a 10 seconds cooldown that makes her incredibly reliable for sustain, especially in melee focused teams because frontline units get targeted a lot and they're usually pretty squishy. Dian not only heals them passively but also shields them and reduces incoming damage. All at once, this combo is what really makes her shine as a hybrid support. In her first passive adds consistent healing on top. Every time Dian uses a basic attack, she heals an ally with the lowest HP, restoring their health every second for 5 seconds, based on 16% of her own attack. You can even tweak this effect by using a staff with target 1 or 2, allowing her to heal multiple units instead of just one. This passive healing is especially valuable during cooldown windows, helping keep your squishier units alive even when her skills are on standby. Her second passive is what really makes her even better support. At level 4, she gives your entire team a 55% boost to critical damage. That's a massive damage boost, and the best part, it applies to all classes. So even if you're running a ranged or magic teams, this buff still works, which makes Dian incredibly flexible, especially in boss or guild raids where you need a crit and attack buffs and more sustain with it. Now let's talk about her resonance card and pet, and whether they're worth it or not. Her resonance card is definitely worth grabbing. It gives a 20% attack speed for more damage and also heal boost in her healing output since her healing is tied to her basic attacks, and it also increases her healing effectiveness and even provides an additional damage for the entire team. So yeah, it's not just good for Dian, it's also a solid pick for other healers and supports too. Now her pet, on the other hand, I'm not really impressed. It mainly provides an HP boost and a bit of healing, but compared to other pets we have available, it doesn't really stand out. No utility, no strong effect, only survivability, and I actually don't see really that needed now. So unless you're collecting or specifically liking a healer pet, you can safely skip this one. Now let's talk how to build Dian. And the good news, she's super easy to gear. Her healing scales entirely of attack percentage, so the main priority is simple. Stack as much attack percentage as you can. If you're rolling substats or specialties, triple attack percentage roll are ideal. But keep in mind, Dian can shield herself with her skill, and she fights from the mid row, so she's more exposed to damage than most support. So if you notice her getting focused a lot in fights, consider adding an HP or defense percentage substat for a bit more survivability and tankiness. It can really help her stay in the fight longer. As for weapons, here what you should prioritize. Give Dian a staff with a target 1 or 2, something like a dragon or abyss one with a new gear set. This expands the area of her healing, letting her heal more allies with each basic attack and make better use of her passive healing. And for the treasure, and especially if you're running her as a solo healer, go for healing bonus main stat by using the healing statue or the new ring. That way her overall healing output is more reliable, especially in hard hitting boss fights or endgame content where sustain really matters. This setup makes her healing not just stronger but also more consistent across the whole team. Now let's move on to team comps. And honestly, Dian is so flexible, she can fit into almost any setup. While she's clearly designed to shine in melee and knight teams, you don't need to lock her into that role. You can totally sacrifice her melee specific buffs and just use her for the crit damage boost, AoE healing, and shields. And honestly, she brought front row knight carries back into the meta. Finally, they can compete with the magic and rage dominated team we've been running since launch. Now let me give you some team comps where Dian really shines. At first glance, you might think Dian and Rhea compete for the same healer slot, but actually they work amazingly well together. Rhea brings attack percentage and crit damage buffs plus healing. Dian also brings shields, damage reduction, AoE healing, and another crit damage boost. Together, you're getting around 140% crit damage, solid healing, and added survivability, perfect for extended fights, boss raids, and high pressure in-game content. And since Rhea is a universal buffer, she fits into melee focused teams or mech comps just as easy. easily. For your second slot, it really depends on your carry. If you're running Anissa as your carry, go for a full ice comp, so bring Catherine to boost the synergy. You can also just stick with Tia as your secondary DPS or bring any other rear DPS if you need to. With Lua run combo, surprisingly solid now, thanks to Dian's support, run is viable again and now they can compete with other meta teams. Or you can also use Lancelot as a carry, but it's a bit different since she doesn't benefit from Dian's attack buffs, but the crit damage and healing makes her feel so much better to run, especially in story stages. I really like using them together. And yes, you can even run Galahad with Dian. Galahad can still act as a buffer while dealing decent damage, and she complements magic and range carries like Tia. And if you end up using her in that case, you might need to slot in Lisa to take advantage of Galahad buffs as well. Or swap her for Merlin for freeze, or if you need more survivability, you can use another healer or Isabel. And I forget to mention Kai, she also good with her. Bottom line, Dian's opens so many team options, whether you're going for full melee, hybrid, or just need more crit damage and healing, she fits right in. So should you summon Dian? The answer is definitely yes. But let's compare her to other healers and buffers. I still think Rhea is the best overall buffer. She's more universal, gives attack percentage, crit damage, and solid healing. But here's the thing, Dian and Rhea actually work really well together. They don't compete, they complement each other, and I love using them both. Dian might heal a little bit less than Rhea, but she makes up for it with her shields and damage reduction. That alone gives your team more survivability, and she has a slight edge over her in melee teams. But for general content, it depends. Because she's a mid-row unit, she can get in the way of units like Lisa, Merlin, Isabel, or Christina depending on your team layout. So you need to build around that, or just use them in separate teams since you need two teams anyway. And if your team need magic attack and more damage reduction with healing, Isolde might still have a place. But personally, I think Dian has replaced her entirely. And if you're fighting hard-hitting bosses and need a revive or cleanse, then Guin is still your go-to. Guin has more raw healing and utility for those kind of fights. So yeah, every one of them has their own needs. Dian isn't the one-size-fits-all, but she's a top-tier healer, second healer, and amazing buffer. And if you're like me, someone who values supports more than carries, she's 100% worth it. As for dupes, go for T3 if you can, that's where she really starts to shine. T5 is your max if you're a melee main, but T3 is more than enough for most content. So again, yes, summon Dian, and if you can afford it, go for some dupes. She's a fantastic support and absolutely worth building. Hope this video helped you. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I'll do my best to reply to everyone. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please leave a like and a subscribe will mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.